come together. Ah! Ah! We know we're under attack! We know it!
Yakaladığın yerde keseceksin. Onlar ateistler. Allah'a inanmıyorlar.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
My non-binary identity is doesn't really consist of any maleness. I'm mostly like female and like other.
Hello, this video is about our belief systems, how we believe what is convenient for us to believe, how we take on the beliefs of our social group, and how we filter reality through our beliefs rather than looking at reality to determine our beliefs. In India, there was a shrine that started crying, and all the locals thought it was a miracle, and they started celebrating and drinking the holy water and trying to rub it on their wounds to heal themselves. And a journalist came along to investigate, and he found out what was actually going on. Well, the tears were coming from a broken toilet pipe behind the shrine. So it turned out that it was actually poo water. And all the locals were like drinking poo water and rubbing that into their wounds. And guess how the locals reacted when he told them that? They wanted to kill him. Why did they react with such aggression to someone telling them something that's obviously so true? Well, I think it's because the truth is a lot like anal sex. If you're not willing to receive it, it's going to be painful. It seems shocking that these peasants would want to kill this guy for telling them the truth, but when you consider how hard it would be living in a reality where they had to admit what they were doing to themselves, like how could they ever live that down? Hey Gary, remember that time you were drinking shit and then you started speaking in tongues and rolling around on the ground, Gary? Yeah, I do, mate, yeah. Yeah, you got carried away. Yeah, you know, I get carried away sometimes. People believe whatever's convenient for them to believe based on their social group. Those people needed to believe that it was a miracle in order to function. That's why I'm always a little bit skeptical when I hear inner city arts sort of people being left wing and going, oh, I'm against the bigotry and the racism. It's disgusting, shameful behavior. But like you put that ultra progressive dude in a prison, chances of him joining the Aryan Brotherhood are going right up. Where's all those anti-racist views when he's sharing a prison cell with a biker with a swastika on his forehead, and that biker points at his vegan tattoo and goes, what does that mean? He'll be like, oh, this? Yeah, it means fuck the Jews. And vice versa, if you got that biker and you enrolled them in a gender studies class at a university, within 3 months they'll be telling you that they identify as non-binary, and they'll get really upset when you don't say their preferred gendered pronouns. We perceive reality through our beliefs. That's why they were so quick to think the poo water was a miracle. I mean, Christians even think they witnessed miracles in the form of Jesus' face manifesting in burnt toast. While you rarely hear about the story of the atheist reporting seeing Charles Darwin's face in burnt toast. The power of belief and your expectations about the world have a tremendous impact on you. Anyone who's ever sold aspirin as ecstasy to high school kids knows this. Parents can be relaxed knowing that their children are packing their cones with parsley and oregano because of people like me. Your beliefs shape how you interpret reality. For example, I have a core belief that women hate me, and so I interpret everything as evidence of that. Although, unlike the peasants drinking the poo water, I believe I have more evidence for my claims. I mean, I haven't done any scientific peer reviews, but my peers have reviewed me and found this to be true. And because of this core belief that women didn't like me, I would interpret everything as proof for that. For example, I would text a girl, hey, would you like to come out for drinks on Friday night? And I wouldn't get a reply in 5 minutes. I would imagine this was because she's holding her phone, showing a group of friends while they cackle madly laughing at my pathetic text. And then I would delete her number and throw my phone across the room. And then 2 hours later, I would get a text back saying, sure, sounds great. In which I would play it smooth and go, cool, awesome. We also often believe what is convenient for us to believe, certain narratives that make us feel good about our position in the world. For example, you've always heard people say things like, oh, Katy Perry, fuck her, man, she's a sellout. It's like, yeah, that's easy for you to say when you have nothing to sell anyone. I remember years ago I had this friend who was like, I only like fat chicks, man. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, dude, yeah, that's good for you, awesome. But then thinking back on it now, he was pretty socially awkward. He wasn't very attractive. He had no social status. He didn't have any money or much of a career or anything going for him. Like, it's quite convenient for him to be like, oh, all those lingerie models that are 6 foot tall, fuck them. I'm going for the fat bush pig. That's what I'm into. Like, that's a convenient narrative for him to believe in. Fat fetish or justification for being a loser? While reading the philosophies of Friedrich Nietzsche, I mean, well, I didn't read them, but I know a guy who has read them. Apparently, Friedrich Nietzsche says that Christianity is a slave morality because it was a way for the repressed populations of Israel under Roman occupation to justify their position, that they were powerless and they needed a way to feel moral and better than the Romans. So that's why they invented all that stuff about turn the other cheek. Yeah, it's easy to be like that when you know you're going to get your ass kicked if you're going to fight the Romans. So you have to be like, no, I'm taking the high road here. I'm not going to fight those Roman legions. Oh no, I'm going to turn the other cheek. And that's why it's got all that other dribble about the meek will inherit the earth. Yeah, mate, yeah. And it's the same with the Nazis. That's why Nazi Germany existed, because they got their ass handed to them in World War I, the Germans. And so they had to be all like, well, actually, we are the superior race, even though we lost. We are. We're amazing. And it's all the Jews' fault. See, these vermin, like, weak, subhuman Jews have somehow been oppressing us master race, which makes absolutely no sense that you would be being oppressed by subhumans if you're the master race. I don't know how the fuck they did that in their head, but they did it. And like, if the Nazis really believed that they were the superior race, instead of like sending tanks into Poland, you think they would be sending ice cream trucks to show how superior they are by giving everyone free ice cream. But no, it's just about whatever's convenient to believe. That's why feminism is so popular. I mean, I'm not saying sexism and discrimination don't exist. They totally do. But it's a very convenient belief for a woman to be like, yeah, I'm not where I am in life because of sexism. For once, I'd like to see a headline on a feminist blog that says, I'm not where I want to be because I suck, not because of sexism. I've believed in all kinds of crazy shit that helped my narratives about myself. Like, for example, I used to think that 9/11 was an inside job and it was a conspiracy. I was always like, World Trade Center 7, man, just Google it. You know, everyone's a sheeple, everyone's dumb, I'm smarter than everyone. And that was a narrative that made me feel smart and better than people because I got bullied in school for having learning disabilities. So of course I was going to jump on any narrative that made me feel better than everyone. When in reality, the only inside job I needed to worry about was called healing. Healing is what I needed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, feel free to give it a like and share it. And go to our like page and see our other videos. Cheers.